What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, what we're going to be talking about is frequently asked questions about the business of web design. So I myself have been featured in lots of different podcasts, articles, interviews, you name it. And across all of those, there's really frequently asked questions that I figured I can tackle here, as well as I posted a poll both on X and Instagram. Any questions that you have, I'll try my best to answer them on a video. I figured that'd be a dope little thing for the newsletter and for YouTube. We'll see how it goes. First question is, how do I get clients? So I get clients through cold outreach, via socials, and sometimes on email, or sharing work in the process across socials, in the process of everything. So if I'm not showing work, I'm still giving updates on the studio. And that can look like sharing a review from a client. That can look like business development. We just brought in so and so from the team. That can look like, hey, we just landed a new partnership. Hey, we're in the works of getting this client. Hey, we're doing this and that. Just anything to kind of keep myself relevant and to keep my name flowing and keep the momentum going for myself. Because the second I stop posting, the second that I kind of, feel like I have to catch up or bring myself back to relevancy. Outside of that, I like partnerships with other agencies as well to do development and or design work. So we partner with at least maybe 6 agencies, 5 or 6 at this point. And they reach out to us to either develop something or collaborate on a design. They'll hand us over the Figma files. We push out the work via Webflow. All these are Webflow partnerships, by the way. Sometimes at the end of that, we're working solely with their client one-on-one with their involvement no longer, or we're collaborating with them and the client every month as well as that goes on. And sometimes, we work on landing pages that the client really loves the work from us, and we, evolve that into full-fledged 6 to 20 something page website. So it's really flexible and it just depends. All of that work then leads to getting more work, and referrals come from that, and the cycle continues. You can think about your business as a tree. So a tree has its trunk and then it has branches. So one branch might be posting on socials, another one might be creating a blog or a medium about your studio updates, something like that. Another branch might be forming partnerships. Another branch might be cold outreach. Another one might be, you know what I mean, and so on and so forth, partnerships and things like that. So there can be multiple ways to communicate and get your word out there, and get your business out there. So don't think about it as just one funnel where you have to get clients. Second question is, how do you price your work? So currently we offer 2 routes: 15,000 to start a project with a fixed scope, timeline, and check-ins at any time. And the second route is we offer a retainer of 5,000, and that's per month to focus on a task list. Um, and of course, that encompasses fixes, updates, and things like that. The truth be told, I learned how to calculate costs from Michael Janda. I interviewed him back in the day, so I still pay attention to what he's up to. So I'll leave a resource on that too. It's a blog, and it basically tells you how to calculate your costs to produce a project. Okay, so next question is, how do I deal with difficult clients? And this is a good question because when it comes to difficult clients, before you even know that they're going to be difficult, it's important that you set clear expectations from the jump. So make sure that clients understand the scope of work, the timelines, deliverables, and payment terms, because this minimizes the chances of misunderstandings down the line, and it saves you from having to go like back and forth, and make sure you document it all, and set those expectations up front. And the next thing, and probably the second most important thing, is to just know when to walk away, because if a client is unreasonable, right, and doesn't respect your boundaries or just refuses to straight up pay for extra work, so that's when it's just to walk away and end the relationship, because you don't want to feed into your emotions. Because the second that you're vulnerable, ruining your rep, getting bad reviews and things like that, it can just have a trickle down effect. You just don't want to feed into your emotions in general. You just always want to stay poised and keep yourself in check, because it's just not a good look. Next question is, what was the best and worst lesson you learned while hiring your first employee? So probably you need to have enough money. I know it sounds simple, but I remember putting together plans for my first full timers, just writing how much they would want to make versus how much projects that I need to put out. That was a crazy time. It just felt crazy seeing people buy cars, rent apartments, going on trips from the stability of working here. And that's something crazy to think about, because, people really do need stability, and you need to be able to provide that. If not, the work, the communication, and the willingness to show up will suffer. And I'm only speaking for people who want to hire someone full time. Granted, you can have someone as a contractor come in and out as a collaborator. you can do that too. But if you're really serious on hiring someone full time, you need to be sure you have your ducks in a row, man, because it isn't easy. You need to be able to keep up the pace, and you need to be sure that you're serious. I'm always going to recommend that you can handle um, as much work as you possibly can before you hire somebody. And then the worst, on the other hand, like I mentioned in my other post, just not paying attention to people's soft skills. I always paid attention to talent, but not paying closer attention to their soft skills, communicating with clients, just doing the right thing, being on time, meeting deadlines, just things like that. Next question: what have been the most influential books, podcasts, or other resources? For me, that's easy. There's two books. Number one is Borderless by John D. Saunders. That's a great book if you want to learn how to build and grow a remote team, whether it's overseas or local, as well as Run Studio Run by Eli Altman. That's one I come back to periodically because that has a lot of foundational pieces in there that I just like to revisit once in a while. And like the Webflow one that I reviewed too, that one is really conversational in terms of the communication style, which is something that I can rock with. So probably those two for sure. I think this is the last question. What inspired you to get into design as a career? This is a good question because I've always been into creative careers from my background in photography, and I still wanted to do something that was creative, it paid well, and allowed room for both growth in creative development as well as just career development and going up the ladder and things like that. So it was a bonus too if I could do it from home. I wanted to do something permanent just because I was tired of being a jack of all trades. So when I thought about my future, the idea of being known for one thing just sounded much better to me, and it's easier for me to go all in on it. And that is all the questions for today. Thank you guys for watching the video. If you have any questions that you want answered about the business of web design, please drop a comment below and I'll try my best to get to it. It would be cool if I can get enough to make a part two. I love making videos like this. Once again, thank you guys for watching. I will talk to you next time. And until then, take care. Peace.